Sharp because Sharp gets 350k. Yeah, we Sharp get 350k and get Walsh. Yeah, I'd probably go Sharp from what I can see there, mate. Yeah. But look, if you do want to... Why is he talking like that? I was looking at my YouTube, mate, all right? Come on. Or we might just wind it up there, guys. I know there's a stack of questions on the TikTok. If you do want to come over to YouTube, feel free. Same channel, Shorty SuperCoach over on YouTube. It's just a little easier to scroll through on YouTube. So if you get over there now, I will get to your question. I'll go through one by one, as opposed to TikTok. We just sort of go with whatever pops up because they fling by so quickly. But yeah, if you want to roll over to YouTube, I'll be able to get to your question there over the next half hour. If you rate yourself at footy trivia, I do a quiz at about 8:45 as well. So, but anyway, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again for all the comments. I'll have me trades done, probably video on Friday, and maybe some trade-in targets and downgrade targets maybe on the Thursday. So yeah, thanks again for all your comments, guys. Cheers. Howdy, YouTube. What's going on? Do enjoy the old talk. Always a bit of fun. Give me one moment. All right. Well, let's get the microphone in actual position and answer some questions, shall we? Hope you guys been well too. Gather round was a bit of fun. I enjoyed it. Got back late though. Got back at like 10 o'clock. I was gassed. Carter, too late for Heaney after his bye. Prioritise Heaney or English in the coming weeks. Too early for Comben. Jordan is on my bench at the moment and Darcy on my field. Now, I wouldn't say... Normally I'd go like, give your rookies a second week, but the fact that Jordan's got to go, we may as well bring in Comben now, I reckon. That was a pretty emphatic performance, the way he intercepted and looked so good. So I'm happy to trust Comben off 1 week. And it's not too late for Heaney. I feel as if you've got to find a way to get him in. How you do that now, because he has sailed very highly, I don't know. You're going to be leaking points against the rest of us, but I'd try and bring him in. I really would. But yeah, look, I understand it's not easy when they get that high. Amusement Productions, puppies robbed. Oh, mate. Yeah, you boys, I thought you had us late in the game. I was really worried, but managed to hold on. Heath is backing in Bramble. Wish I had the same confidence as you, mate. I watched him up close and I was really worried about the role. He just, every time he looked like getting the ball, Ed Richards popped up and stole it off him. So I don't know. HB, Took, Rowell or Anderson, bit of a Gold Coast flavour. Look, I'd still probably go Miller. I still have faith that he's the pick of the bunch there for SuperCoach. Maybe he's not the best player out of the lot, but the SuperCoach scoring just stacks up. I mean, they're all great options, though. You honestly probably can't go wrong with any of them. Lord Max, Jackson to Marshall. Not for me. And there's another one here, LSJ, Jackson done or hold 1 week. No, I'll be holding, mate. I mean, I gather we're saying that because Sean Darcy's coming back. Like, is that why? But no, I think we hold. I mean, I'll be very interested to see how Jackson goes alongside Darcy, but we don't have much to like in that forward line. So I still think even a Jackson sharing the ruck with Darcy is still probably going to be a pretty solid option. So I would be holding and seeing. Timothy, thoughts on Horn Francis? He looked so good. He was super impressive. I was at that game live, and it was the best game I've seen him play. He was everything that we read about through his junior career, this powerful, making men look like boys, bursting through packs. He was that. it was probably the first time I'd seen him do it for 4 quarters. So I still feel like it's a risk in SuperCoach because it's not like he's dirt cheap. Like, what is he? I mean, he's 430. Gee, it's not bad, is it? But I'd still be worried that inconsistencies could come. And I just wonder with Ollie Wines whether that affects him ever so slightly. But, gee, they're a good midfield, aren't they? I don't know if I've seen a midfield, like, not just dominate, but make the opposition look silly at times. Like, the way Rosie and Butters and Horn Francis just burst out with speed and power was like, Jesus, this is impressive. I'm just going to jot a couple of names down just for when I do my preview with a few of the names you guys are talking about. I'm a big hold on Nick Dacos too. I know a few people on TikTok were like, trade Dacos, but no, I'm a hold on him. Flanders for Jackson. I think we touched on that one before. No, I'm a hold there. I mean, I think you need both Flanders and Jackson in that forward line. Marshall or English. I'd still lean towards English, but both very good players. Christian Petrarca's chimed in. Thoughts on Jack Lukosia's sneaky pod? I want to see it from Jack for another week or two at least. Now, he was highlighted in one of the footy shows on the couch as really struggling and not going well. Supercoach-wise, he's winning a bit of the footy and doing a lot better behind the ball. I don't know how much Dimmer Hardwick's loving what he's doing. So give it another week or two, but he could prove a handy inclusion. Freddie's come straight from TikTok to YouTube. Beautiful, mate. We love to see that. Dreezy says, hold Tommy Stewart. Yeah, we hold him, mate. And it's one of these frustrating ones. Like Luke Davies, Uniac, Tom Stewart, Nick Dacos. They're not going as well as we would hope. But it doesn't mean trade. I mean, yeah, Stewart's frustrating. We'd like to see him be doing better, but he's a hold for me. Fletcher says, when should I trade out Darcy Wilson or Harvey Thomas? Just judge these ones purely on their break-evens or the inclusions we got to make. So I normally look at it like when their break-evens get beyond 40, that's probably when we can start to trade them out. Even beyond 30, because a lot of these rookies, if their break-even's 32, they probably get it and they might score 51, but you know, they might make you an extra $6,000 or $9,000. You know, it's not much. So judge it off that. And obviously, don't miss any of these rookies. Like the second wave of rookies are the most important ones, like Comben and Closey. We can't miss those guys because it's easy at the start of the year. We got a whole heap of rookies to choose from. We can't miss the ones that come by in round 5 or round 7. So make sure you get those guys in your team. Michael says, I have no idea who to trade for in my back line. Trading out Pink and either Dacos or Howes. Any ideas? I'd be holding Dacos for sure. Closey's the one to bring in for Howes if you want to go that way, or Pink. But otherwise, you might just have to wait and see what bob's up. I'd be holding Dacos for now. I still think look, when guys aren't going so well, it's annoying, right? Yeah, it's annoying. But what you got to ask yourself is, are they a top 6 defender or top 6 forward? Do you think Dacos is still a top 6 defender? I certainly do. This is by year's end. Not right now or not next week. But by year's end, is he going to be top 6? Top 8? Yeah, I reckon he will be. So why trade him out? Because inevitably you want him back in. So you may as well just keep him. Josh says, Shorty, thoughts on growing a mustache? I'm skeptical. Thanks for not letting me trade Grundy. Look, I was skeptical on the stash as well, mate, but I feel like it's come through half decent. One of the fellas from work put me onto this. He signed me up to Movember, and it's just stuck ever since, mate. And yeah, I'm backing in Grundy, mate. I'm backing him in. Hasn't dominated yet, but I think he'll be all right. James Jossen also this week somehow made top 2K, ready to go. Down 20,000 spots this week and lose interest. Oh, no, it can be a cruel game, but nicely done, mate. Nicely done. Sounds like you're going quite well at the moment. Nickel says, you reckon bring in Aish or nah? Nah, it's a no from me. I don't even know where he's priced at, but nah, it's a no from me. Yeah, 450. No, not for me. And he'd only be one if he was really, really cheap and was on a bit of a hot streak. So, no, not for me. Luck, thoughts on trading Nick Dacos for Wanganeen Miller or Shorty? Nah, hold him, mate. Please hold. Please. I mean, this is a guy that was one of our first pick players for the year. Let's not forget how good he is. He's struggling a bit. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. Jackson says, who is a must bring in for this week? Look, I think Combin, Closey, they're probably ones that you could seriously consider bringing in. I feel like this week's probably the time to bring in rookies like those two guys, Jeremy Sharp, Tom Brown, if you missed him. They might be the guys that you just look to cover off on. So I know it's frustrating when we miss a guy. Like I've been feeling the same. I'm like, far out, I miss Jeremy Sharp. Like, I don't want to pay 250 for him. I could have had him at 123. I still think sometimes swallowing that and being like, nah, it's not ideal, but he's still a really good buy at 250. Not as good as 123, but he's still a good buy at 250. James again says, is it okay? I'm boosting every week. I've got one boost left. Yeah, it is okay to do that. Like, there'll be a time later in the year where we probably wish we had a boost and we don't. But if you've been trading well, then the boosts are okay. I've got no issue with trading hard at the start of the year to make sure we've got all the pieces that we need. Ryder says, Jordan down to who? It's got to be Combin for me. I think that's a clear one. That'll be what I'll do as well. Noah says, get Jackson out for Flanders. No, not for me. I mean, I certainly think Flanders, like, he's a must. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Jackson is still a guy we need in our teams. Look, if he shares the ruck with Darcy and has a terrible 3 weeks, we might change our mind. But let's not forget he did average 88 with Darcy in the side last year. And I think he's a better player than last year. He's certainly more confident. He's playing career best footy. So honestly, I feel like Jackson could still average in the 90s, probably early 90s with Darcy in the team. But there's no reason Darcy comes in and just steals the show. Jackson's still going to get a fair share of ruck time. Josh says, hey, Shorty, I hope you enjoyed Gather Round because I know I did. And what are your thoughts on Grundy to Cherry? Yeah, thank you, mate. I did. Certainly enjoyed it. It's a great vibe over there, that's for sure. And Cherry's flying. He's looking really good, but nah, not for me. Like, I mean, you're only making 40-odd K. The only thing I could see, I partially understand going Grundy down to Lloyd Meek because he's about to really go off. You get 150K, but not so much to Cherry. Like, I mean, if you look at, Meek minus 14. Yeah. Oh, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Yeah, I mean, Meek is a good option, but it just worries me that I don't feel the need to panic on Brodie Grundy just yet. I know he's not quite at his best and we'd like more, but if you look at his scores, they're not disastrous. I mean, he's only gone under 90 once. And look, yeah, he's only turned up twice and a 99. But aside from that 71 in round 1, he's been all right. Like, the bloke's averaging 103. I mean, it's not too bad. It'd only take a few good weeks for him to get that average closer to 110. So I'm holding on Grundy, but I can see why people are moving. Christian says, thoughts on, the Lukosius one. We did touch on that, but if you missed it, I want to see another week or two. Just don't quite trust it just yet. And happy to pay extra. Happy to pay extra if I wait a week just for that a surety. Fletcher, when's the best time to get in LDU? Yeah, look, I think he's a big must-in, but probably in 2 weeks' time. So just wait for him to drop that really average score. Was it 67 he had on the weekend, or was it the week before? Just monitor these guys' break evens. That'll be the best guide. Like, so he's gone nice couple of price drops, and he's gone 67 and 88. So I'd say maybe even next week. Next week could be the play, because if he tons up and he probably gets down to around 530, he may not move too far. So, yeah, LDU comes in the next week or two, I reckon. Hey, Harvey, how are you, mate? Thanks for dropping in. Sam, you seem like you get on the sesh. Well, he's relatively accurate there. I don't get on the sesh as much anymore these days. I do enjoy a drink, don't get me wrong, but one of my mates who I drink with or used to drink with a lot, he's been traveling at the moment, and he's coming back next weekend. So I think we'll be heading to the Belmont pub and having a few drinks there. But now I've had a couple of quieter weekends of late. Freddie, would you be boosting LDU to Steele as Steele is probs at top 8 and LDU ain't tracking? See, I'm a hold on LDU. I mean, it's not to really knock Jack Steele because he is flying, but I'm talking about bringing LDU in a couple of weeks' time. So I'd be contradictive if I said to trade him out. So I know it's frustrating, but guys like LDU, Tom Stewart, Grundy, I still feel like they're premiums. I still feel like they're keepers. We're only 4 or 5 weeks in, so I don't want to judge these guys too harshly just because they're, I don't know, 5 or 6 percentage points off where we would like. It's not like they're miles off it. So give them time, back them in. I know we got a lot of trades, but you'd be surprised how quickly we can get through trades. I still feel like they'll be valuable towards the end of the year, so I'm holding on him. We answered that one. The Jackson and Marshall, it's a hold for me. Noah, we answered that one. The Shelly Bean. Hey, Shorty, thoughts on Lloyd Meek and who's your top 8, 6 in each line? Yeah, I might have to do a video on. I'm always hesitant to do the top 8s or 6s like live because I'd miss someone or I oversight someone. Maybe I'll have to do a video in a few weeks to see that. But Lloyd Meek's really interesting. I'm half tempted because it is a cash grab waiting to be done. You know, you could go Grundy down to him. It's 150K in the bank. He probably rises to around 500, and then you could bring in, you know, it could be done, but I'm just hesitant. I'm holding on Grundy. You just never know when Ned Reeves comes back into that side. He's not injured, is he, Reevesy? Am I missing something here? I don't know. But Lloyd Meek, I'm a huge fan of him. Huge fan. I remember the days where he averaged nearly 90 at Freo. Reeves. No, so he's not in there. Interesting. Yeah, I do. I like the thinking, but and he did come into my draft team, so I'm a big fan of him, but I'm going to hold. Yes, Horn, Francis, Unzips for Crips. Not super interested. He's a beast, and he looked great, but I'm happy to hold off. I still feel like there'll be inconsistencies with him, and he's at that price where you probably got to say, is this bloke a keeper? I still feel like at his best, like he was on the weekend, I mean, look out. But I still don't know if that's going to be absolutely consistent for him. HB, how does this sound? McKercher and Howes out for Closey and Took, Sarong, or any other mid-primo. Yeah, well, shit. I mean, I like the Sarong and Took option. Jack Steele's a great option. Petrarca, another fantastic option. So, yeah, I feel like I've got a bit of time for McKercher. So he's not one that I'm trading at just yet. I still feel like he's going to have a 90-plus score just around the corner. But I can understand why you would. I mean, he's at that point where you could trade him, and that's understandable. So I think they're a good couple of trades there, mate. Baslenka, won't Sean Darcy returning affect Jackson's scores? Yeah, it will, definitely. But how much is the question? I mean, will Jackson affect Darcy's scores? I mean, which way does it work? Why does Darcy does he naturally come in and steal the show? I want to see it for a week or two. So I want to see how Darcy does affect it. And if he comes back and scores 270s, then yeah, I'm turfing him. But let's not forget how barren this forward line is. So if we've got Luke Jackson averaging 91 for the year, sharing the ruck, I reckon that's going to be enough to hold on to a nice top 8 spot in our forward line. Sebastian, will Volinovsky ever be champ again? Mate, that's out of my pay grade. That is out of my pay grade there. Tom, who will your final forward 6 be? Because I have no idea. Horn Francis. Is Horn Francis a chance to get dual position? Because that would totally change it. If he's a chance for some forward eligibility, then that changes everything. So let me know if that is the case, because I might have missed a trick on that one. But look, aside from Heaney, Flanders, I still feel Jackson. It's really, really hard, mate. It's really hard. I couldn't sit here and we're going to need some dual position guys. Can Petrarca get some forward eligibility? We're going to need something because at the moment it's pretty slim in this forward line. So we'll need something. Sam says, thoughts on either Hayden Young, Sinclair, or Whitfield? It's Sinclair for me. Whitfield's having a great season. Young's been up and down, hasn't he? But Sinclair for me. I still feel like he is a premium. He back to his absolute best on the weekend. He'd still been finding a lot of the footy previous weeks, but it was his best scoring for the year on the weekend. And I think it's about a break even at 115. So he might fall a smidgen more. He might reach that 115, no worries. So for me, Sinclair could be an inclusion this week, but I'm probably thinking give D'Ambrosio one more week. Maybe he goes up 10, 20K, 5K, and then Sinclair for D'Ambrosio next week. Hey, Luke, what's going on, mate? Hey, Shorty, how are you? It was great to see you and Tizio on Saturday. Love chatting, some banter with you too. And boy, those two games were nerve-wracking. Yeah, absolutely, mate. No, it was great to catch up, my friend. It was a great weekend, wasn't it? It was real good. We got a couple of cracker games. Things were getting pretty tense up there in the Shorty household, watching up there. The Cats nearly getting caught by the dogs there. But nah, I'm pretty well, mate. How are you travelling? It's good to see you pop up there, mate. Western Port. Hey, mate, what's going on? How are we? Amusement is back. Now, the real question is, when does Baggers enter the chat? That's the real question. Maybe he's got footy training. Oh, maybe. Geez. I believe the ball went straight through the goalpost. However, I'd just like to check if yeah. I know. What is going on with these reviews? Like, have the goal umpires totally lost any confidence in making a decision? There is so many. And I get we want to get it right, but whatever happened to the we check everything in the ad break. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Why the fuck are we wasting our time checking these ones? It's so obvious. If you're like, can't we just check those minute ones in the time that we take the ball back to the center, like apparently they do? I don't know. Nick says, what do you reckon about Aish? Oh, we talked about that one. It's a no from me. Hoodie, hey Shorts, did you meet a lot of content creators at Gather Round? I actually didn't, mate. I saw a couple of them walking around. Caught up with a couple of people that watch the channel. But no, I didn't actually. I didn't. I saw quite a few people posting and saw a few floating around, but Shorty was just laying low, mate. I should have, shouldn't I? I should have said hey to a couple of them, but I was just laying low, just walking around, having a nice old time. But it was a great vibe there. Josh says, g'day even, Shorty. I'm doing Grundy to Flanders and Billings to Closey. My question is, would you rather just swing Jackson to the ruck line or boost and trade Jackson to Marshall? Now, I still feel like Jackson's got a lot of value as a forward for us, so I'm holding there. I am also holding Grundy, but I do think Flanders is a must, so I kind of understand why you're doing that there. So, yeah, hold faith. So the numbers last year when Darcy and Jackson were in the same team, Jackson averaged 88. When they were not in the same team, when Jackson was rolling solo, I think it was 114, something like that. So clearly he's a different beast when he's solo, but I think he's a better player than last year. He's certainly more confident. I've got no real worries that Jackson can still average early 90s, and I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to hold for now. So I'm not pulling the wool or the rug out from Jackson just yet. Sam said, would you try and get Grundy to Gorn or is it too late? I'm a hold on Grundy, mate. I'm not panicking on him. I know he's not flying, but he's a hold for me. Luke, also, by the way, I like your T-shirt you were wearing. You should wear that T-shirt to every Cats game. Thank you, mate. Yeah, my old man got me that one. It's something a bit different. I might have to, mate. I think the problem is it's just a little short sleeve, so it gets pretty cold in the middle of winter, but I might have to accompany that with the Cats jumper. Ryder, Jordan trade to who? Combin for me. That's the trade I'm doing, and I think that'll be a popular one. Sebastian says, who's your GOAT, LeBron or MJ? I'm swimming outside my circles here. Basketball's not my strong suit, mate, but I'd have to go with MJ, mate. But look, I'm out of my depth here, mate. I'm out of my depth. Taco Grinds. Hey, bro. Good vids, man. Thank you, mate. How are you? I got a couple of dead rookies. Is better strategy to offload these ASAP or do a nice little cash gen move and get in Meek and Martin for Jordan and Grundy? What do you reckon? Yeah, look, it's a tough one, the dead rookies, because we can't have too many, can we? Look, I think with the dead rookies, we just wait until something arises. So, like Closey, get him in, and Comben if you can. Get him in for Jordan. The Meek one, I'm not as keen on. I don't look. If we play this out, we go Grundy to Meek, we get some cash, fantastic. And let's say Meek continues to average good numbers. He's not going to be in our team all year. He's not going to be a keeper. That'd be a shock. So at some stage, you're going to have to get Meek to a Gorn or an English or a Marshall or something like that. And to me, that's a bit of a headache that we just don't want to deal with. It might work out perfectly. He might just real go nice and he gets up to 570K and English drops a bit and we only got to pay 30K. Happy days. But I've seen ruck mid prices go pear-shaped many, many a time because that's the good scenario. Easy transaction. You get English in. We're all happy. The bad transaction is we do the trade. Meek scores 87 next week. Yeah, it's okay. Then they're like, oh, shit, actually, let's give him some support coming up against Max Gawn or whoever it is. Bring Ned Reeves in. They share the ruck. He scores 64. And all of a sudden, you've got a bloke who's like 420K, not averaging good numbers, and then he's an issue. So that's the bad side. That's my concern. I hope for all those who bring in Meek and my draft team, because Meek's in my draft team now, I hope he continues on. But we're one team selection move away from Meek being a shocker inclusion. So if Reeves comes in, and maybe you guys have looked at it more than me, because I haven't looked into Ned Reeves much at all. Has he even played this year? Because I know they have swapped it around a bit over the journey. Has he played this year? So he's played 2 games, so presumably the first 2. Yeah, okay. Interesting. It's a no for me, but yeah. Josh, is it bad? Got off on a bit of a tangent there, didn't I? Is it bad that I'm looking to bring in Merritt at like 680K next week? No, nothing wrong with that. I mean, clearly we'd love to get him cheaper, but if you've got the money, understandable. I'd probably prefer to pick off players like, and the next comments mentioned it as well from Sam, Clayton Oliver, Luke Davies-Uniacke, Jordan Dawson, Jack Sinclair. Try and, like, we're not always going to be able to pick off Bontempelli at 670, Zach Butters at 680, Zach Merritt at 680. We can't do that all year. At some stage, we've got to pick up someone cheaper. And I think finding the likes of particularly LDU, I think Jordan Dawson will be back to his best in the next month. But yeah, Sam says Clayton Oliver after his bye. Absolutely. Yes, he's not flying. He is struggling and he's had a lot going on. So let's face it, he's probably had next to no preseason. So the bloke's playing AFL seniors and it's almost like preseason. He's still getting runs into the legs for him. Like, I don't think he'll be at his best till round 10. So the fact that we could trade in Oliver for maybe less than 500K is ridiculous. And I'm happy to take that risk. It's all about risk versus reward. If I see Oliver at 502K, I'm taking him every day of the week. If he never gets back to his best this year, I'll wear that. But the chances that he returns to 110 are high in the second half of the year. So get on him. He's going to be a good inclusion after that bye. Luke again, and on my flight back, the entire Collingwood team was on my flight. And just before we took off, the captain started playing the Collingwood song. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a bit of a cracker of a game, that one, wasn't it? We were driving back, and my dad, he does this bet where he'll try and pick the 9 every week and just put a bet on it. And, it doesn't pay out often, but when it does, it's a big payout. And he had 8 out of the 9 right on the weekend. He's like, all I need is Collingwood to get up. That's all I need. and we're checking the scores because we're sort of in and out of reception. And, we check it's, okay, Pies up by 38. Beautiful. Sort of halfway through the second half, it was like, Pies up by 26. I think it was three-quarter time. Yeah, piece of cake. And then as we really got back into reception, it was going like 20, 14, down to like it was 10. And then they kicked another. And we're like listening to the last 5 minutes. Mate, I've never seen him one of the Pies to win so badly. It was crazy. But he got his money. So, Jack, I went Tom Powell, Grundy, and Caulfield for Closey, Sam Darcy, and Tim English. Is that a good trade or nah? Oh, look, definitely the Caulfield to Closey ones are yes. But Powell, maybe. But I don't know if it's panic stations for him just yet. And I'm a hold on Grundy. It's probably not the popular option because a lot of people seem to be trading him. But Tom Powell, I mean, if we lost all hope that he's a good option after 1 week, I mean, players are entitled to have one poor week, I feel. So I'm not jumping ship from him just yet. I can understand where you're coming from to get in Darcy. But the Grundy one, I'm a hold on Grundy. But look, it seems like a few people are jumping off him. Damien, hey, legend. Howes and James Jordan for Steele and Closey. Week early on Closey, but need to get Steele in before he jumps in price. Has the best option for that price under, in my opinion. No, I like that, mate. I think, look, if you got to do it, you got to do it, don't you? And the way Closey played, I think a lot of people either bring him in this week or next. And Jack Steele at 590 is still a really good option. Like he's flying, isn't he? He looks great. And I wish I had him because I'm a Jack Steele fan from way back. I had him last year, hoping he'd be back to his best, and he wasn't. And I've missed him this year, and I don't think I'm going to get him at this stage. But no, I think they're good options. Heath says, just remember Port only played Essendon. Yeah, that's a valid point. But they did look bloody good. They really did. Oh, G Money. G Money's in the house. What do we got here? Let me just fill up the old water first. Evening, Shorty. Just curious on these road trips you go on, like Gather Round, do you take a tin of Milo with you just for you, for your pre-sleep ritual, or do you go cold turkey when you're away? I must mention the Milo almost every live sesh, mustn't I? It's not a deliberate thing, but I fucking love a Milo. No, cold turkey, mate. So I did smash a chocolate oak. On this, we're at this hotel, and right next to it was a Domino's, which was very, very dangerous because I went over and I got these. It was like 11 o'clock, and this Domino's was open at 1. And I got me and my mate shared some churros and these chocolate brownie things. Oh man, so good. Smashed those, smashed a chocolate oak. I mean, my stomach was going nuts at about 1 a.m., but fuck, it was tasty. Then the next night, we're like, let's go back. Cats have won. Let's watch a bit of the post game with pepperoni pizza. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. But yeah, fair to say it'd be dangerous if I lived next to a Domino's on a regular basis. And not like the best pizzas or anything, but they just slap with that price point. It's dangerous. Luke and Kane Corns was sitting a row behind me on the flight back. That's nuts. El Volcano. Did you get a little photo? Did you get a little selfie with him, mate? Amusement, Liam Jones kept Hawkins to the same amount of goals as the amount of people that rocked up. I saw where that was going. Nah, mate. He towed Hawkins up and got towed up on the first goal kicking, didn't I? Harvey, I bet you in the 4th league. You bastard. I had a pretty weird week, though, in my league. My league's team, which wasn't your team that I beat you with. In my public leagues, I had a draw in 1. I lost 1 by 2 and lost 1 by 4. Mate, that's enough to keep the heart rate going, isn't it? Jeez, well played. I'll be looking for revenge at some stage in the year. Steve, Shorty, what's been going on? Any new stories from Gather Round? Oh, not really, Steve. I hit you with a little Domino's one there, mate. But I'm going all right. How are you, mate? So I did at Domino's. I hit him with the old fake name. First order, they're like, can I grab a name? Hit him with Brad. Second order, hit him with Carl. So just for a bit of fun, no real reason. But no, I don't think there are any real stories. Nothing too crazy. Tell you what, the trip over there, the drive felt like 5 hours. Trip back felt like 12. It was bit of a trick, bit of a track back, but hey, I'm lucky. The others had to go back to work. Today, I'm fortunate. I've still got a week off before school goes back next week, so that was pretty fortunate. Luke says Sharp instead of Martin, which frees up lots of cash. Yeah, it does free up cash, but I mean, I'm a huge Nick Martin fan, so I feel like he'll be a keeper down back. Up to you, mate. I think depending on your other rookies, how much money you need, what upgrades you need to do, just assess how important that money is. Because I prefer you to go Martin, clearly, but just assess how important that other cash is for the rest of your team. Harvey says, also I won by 2 by 1 point and won by 14. Mate, you had some absolute nail biter leagues going on. Jesus. Flag pies. Shorty, what do you think about downgrading Fisher to Comben? I love it, mate. I think that's a good option. I think Fisher and Jordan down to Comben will be a really popular one and one that I'm doing as well. Isaac, I can bring in anyone, Shorty. Who would your top 3 recommendations be? Well, I think this week or next, Comben and Closey. And obviously there you're probably talking more upgrades, but I'd be looking at clearly any of those gun mids. If you can get Bonds or Petrarca or Tom Green, they're the guys I'd be looking at. I think if you don't have Nick Dacos, which most will, but some are trading him out, dear God, hold him. But look at bringing him in soon. The ones that I'm highlighting is players that I think have a lot of potential, but will have started the year slowly and will come into a really nice price point. Jack Sinclair, James Sicily, Clayton Oliver, Jordan Dawson, and Luke Davies-Uniacke. They're the ones that I think have started slowly for whatever reasons, but I've still got a lot of faith that they'll be good options for the year, and they're the ones that I'd target over the coming weeks in amongst some of those absolute jets, because you'd still need your Butters and your Petrarcas and those guys. Steve says, struggling with trades, thinking in Sharp for the cash. Yeah, I'm right there with you, mate. Seems to be making the most at the moment. The other trade was thinking either Horn Francis or Nick Martin for the defence line. How much will Horny make? Well, if he keeps playing like he did on the weekend, a lot. But what's going on with Horn Francis' dual position? Is he a chance to get that dual position for a forward line? Or because of those two, I prefer Nick Martin purely because he'll become a top 8 defender, in my opinion. But I think Sharp's a good inclusion as well, mate. I think he's a good inclusion. We just got scrolled all the way to the bottom. Oh, boy, I just saw Bagger's name. That's dangerous. We love to see it. Gee, I get behind on these. Hopefully I've got to your questions, and if not, hopefully I've covered off something that can kind of help you put together a decision. Amusement, Dogs lost by 4 points to a good team, and David King is calling for a rebuild. That call, equally terrible one as one shortbread trading out Goulden. But did you see me TikTok? I mean, I know. I'll put my hand up. I butchered Goulden last year. Did you see me on the weekend nail Fife and Harley Reid response? I mean, come on, Amusement. You got to give me some credit there, son. Luke says, and if you were wondering, I was wearing a Carlton. I was wondering that, yeah. Because Sam Walsh's dad gave it to me and seeing Carlton. Fair call. Because Tice was like, hey, who's he back for? I'm like, oh, he's a Geelong supporter. And then we got down there and you're wearing a Carlton shirt. And I was like, I swear to God, he's a Cat supporter. I swear we talk about this every week. I was like, maybe he's like wearing it to support does his dad barrack for Carlton? But there you go. That's cool. It's Wayne, isn't it? I used to talk to Wayne at the local footy when I was covering Ocean Grove games. Flag pies to Goey after his buy, 430K at the moment. Probably not. I'd only be doing that if you felt like if he pumped out one really big score and then we wanted to jump on board like a bit of a cash grab price rise. But no, I'm not as enthusiastic about Goey. Too late on Dempsey was a comment. Geez, he's scoring well, isn't he? Look, probably not. I mean, it's a bit like Jeremy Sharp. It just doesn't taste as good, does it? Because we've missed him on a couple of price rises. A bloke coming off back-to-back 80s, minus 14 break even at 280 is still a good buy, but it just doesn't feel as good because we missed him at 120 or 150, whatever he was. So it's not too late. It's not one that I'd jump at because it probably has sailed a bit. But here I am bringing in Jeremy Sharp as well. So whatever fits you best for your team structure. North Melbourne fan number 7. Hi, Shorty. Can you check my team and recommend changes for 2 trades? 202 overall. Wow. Hey, well, if you got any specific questions, mate, send them my way. But 202, you're flying, mate. Yeah, I don't know how to approach looking at your overall team. But yeah, if you got a couple of questions, mate, let us know. Carter, is Fisher going to drop? Do I boost and bring in Heaney for Fisher so that I don't have to take a price drop? If I do, then Darcy will be on field. Yeah, I'd be pulling the trigger on Fisher, mate. Whether that's a downgraded Combin or getting in Heaney, yeah, I would be doing that, mate. Luke, I thought your Mo didn't look so bad in person. It looked shorter, I thought. Thank you, mate. The Mo's largely had good feedback, but I'm glad it looked half decent in person, mate. I appreciate that. Flynn, thoughts on trading Grundy now? I'm not sure in the timing of that comment. Maybe that was when I was dissecting Lloyd Meek, but no, I'm holding him. I'm holding Brody Grundy. It was only a month ago that we were raving about him, so I don't think he's dropped off the face of the earth. I'm backing him in. Amusement. Did you enjoy your breakfast 3 weeks ago? It's an interesting question. I'm going to say yes. Flag pies. Do you reckon I should hold Dawson? Yes, I do. I feel like it's a frustrating one. I actually thought he played better on the weekend. I know he didn't quite ton up. The only thing with Dawson is that he's slightly in the midfield centre bounce, slightly less, and they were giving a bit more time to who was it, buddy? Oh, Soligo, I think it was. So that's the only thing I'd say. That's my only concern. But no, I would be doing. I would be holding him, mate. And Flynn says, I hate McGrath. And is this the conversation we were having last week, mate, about Andy McGrath? Oh, no. What did he score? Because I was thinking of you. 69. Oh, mate. Oh, brother. He's let you down there, mate. Oh, Andy McGrath's burnt you there, my friend. Goodness me. Power from Port. I'm ranked 179. Well played, mate. You got to keep me updated on how you're going because that's impressive. Flag pies. I went with Draper instead of Tom Brown last week. Fucking pissed off. Yeah. They're the 50-50 calls that do my head in because I went Tom Brown and I'm no smarter than you for doing that. These are those toss of the coin. And I ummed and ahed about it. I was like, job security this, scoring potential that. At the end of the day, it is a flip of the coin. The only thing that got me over the line was that Tom Brown was a known interceptor as a junior and went pick 17. And he's been intercepting great at AFL level too. But when Draper scored 20, I was like, wow. There's a few super coaches filthy with that. Amusement, I'm excessively infuriated with Mason Cox's output. Should I trade him out for Caleb Daniel or Jack McRae? We do enjoy amusements. Just wild questions. So go Jack McRae, I reckon, mate. Back him in. Steve, watch the movie Hook with Robin Williams and style your mo like Captain Hook for next week's video. Okay, I'll have a look, mate. I don't know how possible that'll be, but I'll try. Also, no, I'll be able to do it Wednesday next week. Ed is going to English now, okay, even though his break even is relatively high. Yeah, it's still okay. I mean, I'd probably, he's probably not going to make his break even, so I'd probably hold a week or two. But yeah, he's an absolute jet. So it depends who you're trading him out for, but always a good option to bring in someone like Tim English. And here he is, Baggers. Hi, Horty. Can't stay for long, so here we are. Well, what do you got better to do, mate? You got a late night dinner date or something? What's going on? Harvey, I've been kidding myself not having Heaney. He is the reason I have been losing a lot. I don't know why I didn't start him. I didn't start him in my leagues team because I didn't start any buy players. Right, jeez. Players except Gorn and Grundy. Oh, okay. Yep. Look, mate, got to get him in. You got to find a way to get him in. I mean, I was a bit slow to it. I brought him in. Probably I was before the price rise, I think. But yeah, mate, he's on fire. Like he's in career best sort of stuff. It's crazy. Uh, the Razzie story instead of amusements, yeah, or instead of Tinder, yeah, mate. The Resi story of when I got absolutely roasted at halftime by my Resi's coach and just quit. Yeah, I remember that one. No, I might, maybe I could, maybe that could be the replacement. Because I wish I could tell you a couple of Tinder stories recently, but I cannot. How are we going for time? 8:20. I reckon we'll still do questions for a solid 20 or so minutes. And then yeah, we've got another quiz for you guys. So hopefully you can stick around for the quiz. Bagger's thoughts on Eggy from Richmond. You're gonna have to be more specific than that, mates. Not sure. Xavier, hey Shorty, what's your thoughts on Meek, Marshall, and LDU? Jeez, sorry. I'm a hold on LDU. I want to bring him in a couple of weeks. Marshall's a gun. I mean, I can understand why you'd bring him in. I'm holding Grundy, but I'm open to both ways. Lloyd Meek, I'll discuss this one in more depth in my preview, but I'm worried. It's a no from me, and the good outcome's fantastic. He keeps averaging nice, makes a lot of money on the way down and on the way up. But the alternative, I mean, I've seen a lot of mid-price rucks go pear-shaped horribly. So I'm happy to pass on Meek, but he's seemingly a very popular inclusion. Ryder, Field, Wilson, Thomas, or Clark? Well, I reckon Jai Clark might get dropped. That's a tough one. I don't know what Thomas scored on the weekend, but he'd been scoring better. My gut says Wilson, even though he hasn't been going super great. Lockie, I think Grundy to a Marshall, English, or other primo is the way, Shorty. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Look, not for me at the moment. Not for me. Like, that's probably a trade for me that I may do down the track, but I don't feel like Brody Grundy. He's not leaking price. He's not playing amazing footy. He's not playing bad footy. But what's his break even? It's probably what, around 90 or something. So his break even's 83. So it's not panic stations. I'm not sitting here saying Grundy's a top three ruck, But at the moment, I've probably got more pressing things to deal with than Brody Grundy. So that's the only way I'm looking at it. But yeah, I understand why people are jumping off. Xavier, should I trade boost LDU or Jordan or neither? Jordan would be the player. Time to turf him, mate. He's not going well anyway, and he's got the bye. But hold on LDU. Amusement thinks my mirror is scary. Gosh, harsh assessment. Caleb, met you at Lammy's. Oh, met you at Lammy's ages ago. There you go, mate. I think I remember that actually. Isn't Lammy's some sort of a setup there? I haven't been there for a while. Might have to when my mate's down next weekend. Might have to. Baggers, thoughts on trade Trundle and Grundy out. Same with Howes. He's done that. And James Jordan to Fife, gone closey. Now Fife I think he's a keeper potential. And his 69 1 week would have been a ton, if not subbed. Yeah. Fife, I mean, I backed him in and he did me well. I still don't know whether he's an out and out keeper. I certainly hope so. But yeah, I mean, like I've been saying, I'm a hold on Grundy. I might be the only one out there, but I'll be backing hard for him this week. Well, I can't because he's got the bye, but you know what I mean. I think over the long term, he'll still average about 110. Oh, you're in a mood, amusement. You're in a mood. Ollie, hey, Shorty, I fumbled the bag. I thought be risky and go Briggs instead of Gorn at the start of the opening round. Now I'm stuck. Do I get Gorn? Oh, no, mate. Yeah, try and get Gorn if you can, but he's a long way off now, isn't he, mate? Oh, geez. I mean, Briggs has been half decent, hasn't he? But maybe not on the weekend. I'm not sure, but try and get Gorney when you can, but he's right up there at the moment, isn't he? Baggers also this week, he had 0 tackles. Yeah, I know. I thought so. Yeah, and to be honest, I think he's had about 3 tackles in 3 or 4 weeks. So he's not tackling much for a bloke who's playing pure mid because you're spot on. There's 10, 15 points. Just you could easily add on to that. So come on, Nat. We need you to get in there and just lay 1.5. Come on, man. Xavier, sorry for all the questions, but Raul still, mate, no need to apologise. That's what we're here for. Here to talk all about it. I'd go Steele, but both good options out of Raul and Steele, but I would preference Steele. Steve, who are the other players you are eyeing off over the next few weeks other than Comben, Closey, and Graham? Yeah, well, they're probably the rookies to look at. And hopefully you heard me when I was mentioning before, in terms of upgrades, Sinclair, Sicily, Oliver, LDU, and Dawson. Now, they're maybe not the sexiest names because I don't need to tell you about Butters and all that. Like, they're flying. But they're some of the names that I think are just a smidgen off their best, but still genuine options to be keepers. So that is an option. Well, they're probably the 5. They're probably the 5 that I'm looking at. Yeah. Let me get back a little Snapchat here. Benters unfiltered. Is Nick Martin him this year? Will he keep getting 130s every week? Well, probably not every week, mate, but I can certainly see him. If he doesn't get any attention, he's going to be pumping out 100 plus regularly with the occasional 130. So I've been a big fan of him for a number of weeks, and I'm glad I held him. And yeah, he's certainly a guy you can get into your team because he'll be a defender in a week or two and a top 6 or 8 one, in my opinion. Josh, or would you rather keep Grundy and Jackson and trade Billings and D'Ambrosio or Kurtz to Flanders and Closey? I prefer that one. I'm not sure what the other option was. I must have talked about it earlier. But, yeah, I do prefer that, the Flanders and Closey, because I'm in the keep Jackson and keep Grundy. Might just put Grundy down here. Nice. Luke, also, when I was on my way to see you, I saw Jason Dunstall on the ground. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it was a who's who, wasn't it? You were just, everywhere you looked, you'd see people you knew. It was, gather around is cool. If you haven't been yet, you definitely got to find a way to go. Flag Pies, thoughts on these trades? Howes to Houston, Fisher to Comben, Seth Campbell to Closey. Yeah, I like that. What's Dan Houston priced at? He seemed a bit quieter on the weekend, but he's definite bloke to trade in. I just wonder, is he going to fall into a nice bracket for us and add to that list? Yeah, he's at a nice price, isn't he? Oh, yeah, he's a consistent bastard, isn't he? Only had 22 touches and still scored 106. Yeah, good option. I like that, mate. I like that. Hey, D-Mac, what a pleasant surprise seeing this live pop up on a Tuesday evening. Well, there you go, mate. I've got a birthday dinner tomorrow night, so here we are on the Tuesday. So good to see you. Baggers, I'll be rewatching the stream while I take a stream as I'm currently with a 10. Oh, mate, this guy. You need to set me up for a double date, mate. I mean, you're an absolute player by the sounds things. Amusement saying hey to D-Mac. D-Mac vice versa. Very cute. Theo, hey, Shorty, how are you? My trades, Merritt, Sharp, and Closey for Dacos, Robertson, Manor. I'm well, mate. How are you? Look, I think I can see why you get rid of Manor because he's not playing. I like all the inclusions, but I'm keeping Dacos, mate, and I'm keeping Roberts. I know he's got the buy, but I feel like you're leaving cash on the table there now. From memory, his break even's still really, really nice. I mean, we're getting rid of him at like, what, 330, and I reckon he could go beyond 400 because he's gone 80, 80, 80. You know, he's got a break even at 14. So I'm a hold on Dacos and I'm a hold on Roberts, but I do like those inclusions. Amusement, this is Shorty's Supercoach guy is a professional yapper. I know, and you're a professional shit talker, mate, but here we are, you know. D-Mac, Shorty, is Graham Johncock a good trade? Oh, where are we at? Where are we at? Bagger, Shorty, please read my question quick. Skip the rest. I don't want to rewatch the whole stream. I'll take many toilet breaks. I'll say the food was no good. Oh, mate. What do you got? You got a hot date, do you? Jesus. G Money, how I didn't really look too hard at the scoring last round. How did Bramble go for you? You're a fuckwit. No, you didn't go well, mate. You didn't go well. That was week before. I'm sitting here going, Bramble, how good am I looking? Next week, bloke's getting turfed. But thanks for reminding me, mate. Appreciate that. Oscar, is Howes and Grundy out for Marshall and Closey good trades, or just move Jackson to the ruck? I'd move Jackson to the ruck, mate. That's what I've done. Seems like the unpopular opinion, but I don't think it's time to pull panic on Grundy. I'm not saying I'll keep him all year, but I feel like I've got more pressing things to attend to than a bloke who's averaging what's he average? He's averaging 100, isn't he? So it's not like he's going too bad. Yeah, he's averaging 103. Zachary, where is it? Need help choosing between Marto and Flanders for this week. I'd still go Sam Flanders. I just think he's the most must-have out of those two guys. I'd go with him, mate. D-Mac, I have to say I've never noticed, but you have a good set of chompers on you, Daniel. Respect. Thanks so much, mate. We always love your observations. Ryan, would you upgrade to English or merit? Yeah, I mean, shit, if you got the money, by all means. By all means. I mean, they're both fairly up there in the price, but great inclusions if you're not, breaking the bank for that. Luke McMahon, I've been good, Shorty. Yeah, the weekend was great. I had a great time. Saw a lot of people. That's what we love, mate. That's what we love. Who were the content creators you saw, Shorty? Was that Aussie? What's he bloody commentates in that Aussie accent. I swear I saw him, Druzy, and I saw that dude from Marmalade, the main dude with the hair. I don't know his name, but yeah, I saw them floating around. So yeah, it was pretty cool. They were really congregated in that on the hill there, weren't they? Flag Pie, Shorty, who is your favourite player from the Cats? I do love Paddy Dangerfield. I really do. But Brian Myers, he's growing on me at the moment. The way Brian just hits up those targets, mate. Hoodie, still waiting for your deal or no deal. There you go. Next Tuesday. Shorty will be on deal or no deal next Tuesday. I literally got told that yesterday. So there you go. And I'll be on school camp. So I won't be able to. I'll have to watch it on 10 play or something. D-Mac, Shorty, any lady friends you can set me up with? I don't know, a roommate or a sister, for example. Oh, mate, you're a dangerous guy. Well, if the feeling's mutual, mate, are we going on a double date or something? I'll see what I can work up for you. Luke, was Jeff wearing the same shirt as you? He was, mate. He bought one for him and one for me. Baggers. D-Mac, what do you think of Lukosius and inclusion? Could be top 6, 8 forward if he keeps his roll down back. I want to see it for another week or two at least, because you're right. If he is down there, he's going to hit some nice kicks and get plenty of intercepts as well. But they highlighted him as a real negative on the couch defensively. So I think he looked good from a scoring point of view. I don't know if Dimmer Hardwick was loving his work. So let's just wait and see. I'm happy to pay extra if he does go well the next couple of weeks and he goes up in price. I'd rather wait and see and get him in with a bit more confidence rather than a bit more speculative. Started merit swivel. I'll be up. You're a dangerous man. I'll see you later. Bailey, looking real sharp today, Shorty. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Hoodie, it's nice to see Heaney do well, but for SuperCoach non-owners like me, it hurts crazy how not owning one player can ruin a season. I totally get what you mean, mate. There are times where you've missed a player or you've butchered it. Like, I mean, you may have heard I traded out Errol Goulden last week. That was like a bloody dagger in me every day and every week that he turned up and was scoring 160s. So it can hurt. It can hurt. This game just tears us apart, mate. Carter, how much money do you make from your YouTube? Not stacks. Probably pre-season's when you make the most. I'd say it'd be around $400 or $500 a year, probably. I mean, I don't really check it super frequently, but I always think of it as sort of pays most or some of my rego for my car, and that's sort of how I look at it. I'd do it if I got paid or not. I mean, it's nice to get a little bit of coinage, but I'd love to get the TikTok up to the amount where you can do a bit there, because I feel like that could be. I don't know what people make on TikTok, but I can only assume it's a little more relevant than YouTube. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Steve, tell people to like this live, says Shorty, for extra exposure. I just clicked it for the first like. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, man. Oh, come on. Give us a like, would you? Please. I mean, give Shorty some love. We got a quiz going in probably, time's ticking away, probably 10 minutes. There you go. There's a couple of likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And if you haven't gone onto me TikTok, shameless plug, feel free to check it out, because I do probably a little more frequent, shorter, sharper videos on that. It's just so much easier to make stuff. Like, I can just be in my car and be like, that's a good idea. Bang. Video's done in like 2 minutes, and I can upload it in another 2 minutes. So, hey, 23 likes. Great idea, Steve. You're a bunch of legends. Thank you. Flag pies. Do you reckon Tommy Stewart will still average 110? I do, mate. I mean, averages can change so quick in these early rounds. He scored like 50 once last year, so having off games happens, but he'll be okay. What time is the quiz tonight, says Cooper? We will have the quiz probably at about 10 to 9. So I'll put the quiz code out in 5 or so minutes. And hopefully I've got to all your questions. I don't think I'll get to absolutely every single one, but hopefully we've covered the general vibe of what you're wondering out there. So I do appreciate all your comments. We've been sitting on about 70 plus viewers for most of the night, so that's really cool. So I appreciate, all your support and all your comments. I do enjoy having these chats on the Tuesday, as it turns out this week, but normally the Wednesday we'll go live. Luke, I wish I was there for that situation. It would have been funny to see Jeff's reaction as the Hawks got close on. Yeah, I know. Mate, he was stressing. He was stressing hard. Norwich says Closey in for House. Absolutely, mate. It's a good option. Whether it's this week or next, I think that's a good call. Flag pies, I started Andy Brayshaw as a 3% owned. Doing decent so far without being amazing, but Sarong obviously has a great start to the season. Yeah, and he's going okay, isn't he? But it is frustrating when you sort of think Brayshaw is probably the one to step up, and then it's his teammate. It can be frustrating, but I do love a pod. I do. Luke, and it was so cool that Collingwood were on the flight back. Yeah, that would have been real sick. It's not every day you get something like that, is it? Liam, what to do with Fisher? Well, he's a trade for mine. He's a trade, so maybe to Combin or an upgrade to whoever you don't have, a Flanders or a Heaney. Taco, I missed the boat a bit with Sanders. 95% of people have him, but I'm one that sucks that didn't grab. Is it too late to pick him up? I'm leaning towards it being too late. Yeah, I think it is. What's he priced at? 290. Yeah. Oh, God, probably is, mate. It probably is. I mean, I feel like when they start to get over 250, unless their break even's ridiculous, probably, it probably is too late. But he's looking really good, isn't he? So that's probably not great news that you want to hear, but he is. This will be good. Local Adelaide brothel. Good evening, Shorty. We can't thank you enough for stopping by and spending the most anyone has ever spent in the night's work. You saved the business. We always look after our celebrities. No, it was a good time. I'll have me back anytime, mate. I got the rewards card, so I'll be back next gather round. Thanks so much. If any of my students are watching out there, that's just a joke. Shorty doesn't go to brothels, but yeah. Caleb, would you dare captain Yo against Richmond? They are bleeding points in that midfield. No, I would. I mean, if you wanted a cheeky VC, go for it. But no. Let's not put the out and out C on him. Hoodie, filthy with what happened to Freo. It was touched twice. What are your thoughts on the situation? Oh, they were robbed, mate. Absolutely. But I don't know what you can do. So I don't know what you can do. Like, we can't have a captain's call in that situation where we stop play, because that'll be used to tactically affect matches, and you can't really have that involved in the game. But I don't know. We keep having extra umpires and more eyes, and mistakes are going to happen. So it's frustrating. The only change I'd make, and Jared Waitley said this, is I don't think that second kick needs to be directly in front, 30 metres out. Like, should have given Carlton a free kick in the middle of the ground. Like, It just seems too harsh, and I think that's the point of it. But I think another free kick in the middle of the ground's good enough penalty to deter players. But yeah, I mean it's a tough one. It's a tough one. A very disappointing situation for Freo fans. Harvey has jumper presentation for footy tonight and was named co-captain. Well done, mate. Nice. You must be pleased. Well played. What number do you wear, mate? Luke, not on the flight back, but I went to the Sunday footy show on Sunday morning and got a photo with him. Nice, nice. Then I was talking about Kane Corns. Oh, yep. Lovely, mate. That's cool. Insomnia, hey, Shorty, love the show. Thank you, mate. Cheers for dropping in. Do you reckon I should keep Caleb Daniel or trade him for Sam Darcy? This is SuperCoach draft, so price is not an issue. Just who will score more for the rest of the season? I do love a bit of a draft question. If it's draft, which it is because you've said that, I would probably hold for now. So I don't think Darcy's someone who's going to consistently score 80 plus. Caleb Daniel's very, very close to being ditched, I would say. Like he's very disappointing at the moment. So, but by the same token, if for some reason Bevo just flicks something in his brain and says, actually, let's put Caleb Daniel into a more offensive role, he could be an absolute steal. So I just hold on to him for now because you'd hate for one of your mates to grab him and it to burn you later. But yeah, if you can hold him on your bench, yeah, you're probably worthwhile doing that. Yes, Aussie Man Reviews. That's what it was. The quiz is very shortly, Noah. I'm just scrolling back up to the top because we're not going to get through all the questions, which is a pity. Shit, we're fucking miles off. Well, hey, I do appreciate all your comments, guys. There's just not enough time to get through them all. Quick one. How was Jeffy Boy? We wanted crowd reacts. Oh, mate, I wouldn't be able to put that stuff on TikTok, mate. He was going off late. The bloke was filthy. Flag pies, how many more weeks do you reckon we hold Matty Roberts, McKercher, and Massimo? Probably 1 week for Massimo, and McKercher's probably a watch as well. I reckon 1 or 2 if he doesn't fire. But Roberts, he could keep going for a little bit. I still think he can get beyond 400k. G Money, how does the Cats find these great young players? Not Clark, obviously, but Dempsey, I reckon, will nearly ton up against the Roos this weekend. Yeah, I know, mate. They find a way. And Dempsey was just plucked out of school footy. Crazy. Baz Lenker, Shorty, how are we? I'm good, mates. How are you? Good to see you. Mark Kane, I really think that at this point of the season, you want to pick up value players, but only once you see the turn in form. Don't pay up 650k; it will be hamstring. Yeah, I think that's a good option. I think that's a good way of viewing it, and probably why I'm talking about guys like Jordan Dawson and LDU. You don't want to, yeah. Obviously, they hit a poor price for a reason. They're out of form, but yeah, once they return to form, or if you've got a bit of a gut feel, then yeah, you can certainly pick them up at a nice price. Because we can't get everyone. We're not going to make enough money to get everyone at 650 plus. Burgeroo, is it the end of the world if I missed Sharp and Dempsey? It's not the end of the world, no. I could still see you getting one of them. I mean, you could still get Sharp. He's a little bit cheaper, but not the end of the world. It's just a bit of a pity that Sharpie turned up out of nowhere. Baz Lenker, as a passionate dogs man and yourself a cats man, thoughts on the Mexican wave? Mate, what was going on there? I must admit, I was like, what is happening? I mean, weird. It was strange, I thought. I mean, I guess that's gather round. You've got a whole lot of neutral supporters and a bit of that, it's Saturday night, people getting a bit rowdy. But I thought it was weird. I was like, I get it when it happens in other sporting events that are maybe a bit slower, but I was like, what the hell's going on here? This is just strange. But yeah, what did you think of it? Josh, would you rather trade McKercher or Massimo this week if you had to trade one? D'Ambrosio, I would trade out of those. Mark Kane, figures released today. Horn Francis, 0 chance to get TPP. All right, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Then, yeah, I wouldn't be too interested in bringing him in. Charlie, thoughts on Keane? Oh, out of nowhere, wasn't it? Didn't expect him to do this. Probably don't have the confidence in him to pick him up at 330, maybe before the price rise, but I'll probably pass on him, mate. I'll probably prefer someone like Comben playing a similar role, much cheaper. So apologies, I haven't got through everyone's questions. Oh yes, Wayne is his dad. Yeah, Ping Island vibes. Should I get rid of rookies like Mana and Lazaro who have been dropped already after small price rises? Yeah, definitely, mate. Trade them off. Get in those guys that are going to make you cash. I'm going to put the quiz code out now. Where are we? But yeah, sorry if I haven't got to your questions. We do our best in the old first in, best dressed. We just try and get through as many as we can. And hopefully I've covered the general vibe of your question. If not, there's always comment on some of your videos, and I always try to get back to all the ones on me press conference. I'll probably try and do a couple of those tomorrow night. Here we go. Let's host this one. Put that into classic. $12 questions. Pretty sure most of you know the drill, but if you don't, look it is the go. And your code is 7675068, which I will chuck in there. So yeah, feel free to get involved, and then we'll start the quiz in 5 or so. Alrighty. Year 7 woodwork. Steve, I'm going back to the X's this week. I dumped Nick Martin after round 2, and I had Sharp all preseason, took him out. Oh, mate, that hurts. Oh, the quiz is on now, Zach, so I hope you're still around, mate. Get involved. Lockie or Lacko. Does Closey hold his spot, you think? Yeah, I think so, mate. I think Dimmer's taken a turn to the youth. I reckon he'll be in. Lord Max, I don't know what to do, mate. Well, hopefully, yep, Jackson is my second ruck. I think I have to upgrade to English or Marshall. Well, I'd be flinging Jackson forward, mate. Keep him in that forward line. But then, yeah, probably either one of those guys. But I'd keep Jackson and just whatever you can afford elsewise or otherwise. And if you're really desperate for options and can't afford those guys, then Lloyd Meek could, in your circumstance, be a good play. Steve Miller, shorty mate, I've got mates laughing at me with the Meek situation and Grundy out. I'm not sure on it, but I want to make the gutsy call. Say to see your season go down the drain too, pal. Hey, we're hanging in there, mate. We're hanging in there. And I'm holding Grundy, mate. I'm holding him. I'm putting the faith in him for a 110 plus this week. Andy T, g'day, shorty. Is Horn Francis a must-have once he gets 4 DPP? Well, I'm hearing he's 0 chance. Someone just said he's 0 chance. So if someone's got some intel to the contrary, let me know. But the only way I'd consider him is if he did have dual position. Mark A, Andy, there you go. He attended 73% centre bounce. Well, it will go off all of the last 5 or 6 weeks, I believe. So I don't know if that changes things. Steve, can you name who you think are the top 6 keepers we should be aiming for in the forward line? Oh, mate, you and me both. I couldn't, to be honest. Like, aside from Heaney, Jackson, Flanders, like, I couldn't sit here and give you any more. I'm hoping Bevo changes his tune on Jack McRae or Caleb Daniel, and they could be cheap saviours for us. But these are just going to have to unfold as we go along. I mean, maybe Fife can really find some good form and average 90 plus. Maybe Tom Powell can bounce back. But I couldn't sit here and tell you with any more surety than what you've got, mate. We're going to need them to unveil themselves. The GOAT, Nasai Wanganeen Miller, says Miller. We love him. Baz is holding Grundy. Same here, mate. Hey, Cal, what's going on, mate? LIS quiz is on now. Tommy Randall, you sneaky brag. How are you, Tommy? What's going on, mate? You, me, round 18. I got you. Oh, come on, mate. I'm ready to really get into this Braggers stuff, mate. I'm ready for it. I just struggled late last year, but Shorty's coming for you, mate. I'm coming for you. I hope you're in this quiz, Tommy. We got 37 in here. We'll start it relatively soon. If you're not in, I'd love to see this one get over 40. Probably a pass on Keane now, Nick. I think it's a smidge too late, and I just think Combin's a better option, or just as good option, but even cheaper. Noah says Steele or Flanders. Still think Flanders is the must-have of the two, but honestly, you win in both ways. They're both guns. Liam, do I need to get Bont in, or should I wait? Probably just have him on the radar to get him in ASAP, but I think at some stage he'll drop at least a little bit. It might not be much, but he is at, what's he at? He'd be nearly 700, wouldn't he? Yeah, he's like 697. So at some stage, Bontempelli will be priced around 650. And that might be the best we can do. But we just got to hope that someone tags him or something happens. But until then, I probably wouldn't spend 700K on him. Zach, Luke, Ryan, and Closey for Jordan Howes. I like that, mate. I think that's good. I might just answer a couple of quick ones names that haven't bobbed up yet, like Daniel Bickerton, Marshall, or Merritt this week. Too late for Sharp, too early for Graham. Yeah, I'd agree. Too early for Graham. Give him another week. Not too late for Sharp. I think I'll be bringing him in. It's a tough pill to swallow, but 250, he still has a really great break even for a 250 priced player. And I would go Merritt over Marshall, but both really good options. Macca, I want Martin and Steele, but to get them, I have to go early on Ramsden. Yeah, so he scored 70, didn't he? And trade McKercher out also means I'm forced benching Roberts or Sanders in the mid. I could go Flanders instead. Yeah. I mean, I don't really like going early on Ramsden. It just doesn't fill me with confidence. I'd like to see another week. I'd probably go the Flanders one instead and just reassess next week with the rookies. But yeah, it's a tough one because Steele and Martin's price is just, it's going. And Shorty's SuperCoach is coming in. I'm back, brother. I've missed you. No, me too, mate. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yenchi, Shorty, my man, how are we going? How was the trip to Adelaide? It was good, mate. It was very good. Goes quick, man. But yeah, saw plenty of footy, and it was just fun just talking shit too. The days go very quick. Ate a lot of good food. It was a good time. Quiz code, last call. How many we got in there? We got 38. Maybe we're not getting too many more, but come on, if you haven't joined SuperCoach Pro, the Mo, though. You allowed near the schools. Need a footy kicking goal comp game, mate. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I know I keep saying it, but I do intend on doing one. I've just got to fucking find the time. Maybe it could be on. We've got a couple of public holidays coming up. Maybe a little King's birthday or something like that. Boomer Star. Hey, Shorty, hope you're well. Likewise, mate. Cheers for popping in. Thinking about these for this week, these trades. Sean Maker, Grundy, and Jordan to Closey, Cherry, and Flanders. I do love those inclusions, but if you're trading Grundy, and I'm holding, but if you are, I'd probably go Meek instead of Cherry because I think you're probably going to still trade out Cherry at some stage this year. So you may as well cash in a bit of extra coin. But I'm backing in Grundy. I'm backing him in. What is Shorty SuperCoach doing here? All right, we're going to answer 3 more from some names I haven't seen, and then we'll do the quiz. So we got Pufferfish. G'day, Shorts. Thoughts on Liam Duggan? Hasn't dropped under the ton after he switched half back in round 2. Thoughts on John Newcomb now? He's 490. Yeah, Newcomb could be a pickup, but just wait till he catches fire. I wouldn't go early on him. Warple seems to be the one absolutely shining in that midfield. So I'd rather see it from Newcomb before we jump on. And Duggan, probably not. I mean, I'm loving him in my draft team, but I just don't see him as a guy who's going to be a keeper for the whole year. Happy to be proven wrong for my draft sake, but probably wouldn't jump on him. Widescreen TV, is it too late to get on Sharp? No, I mean, I'm bringing him in. It just doesn't feel as good, does it? Like you feel like you just got them a little bit less than everyone else. But if you put it simply, a bloke at 255 with a negative 50 break even, that's still a good buy. It just doesn't feel as good because we're a bit late to the party. And final one before the quiz, John, Shorty, do I stick fat with Dawson or cut my losses? Stick with him, mate. Stick with him. I'm backing him in. I'm looking to bring him in a week or two. He's been frustrating, but back him in. Oh, Watto's in. Wait, did anyone grab those tickets? Because I'll ask some of me work people if they didn't. We bought extra tickets to Melbourne and Brisbane, general admission, accidentally. So if anyone out there would like a general admission ticket, not for free, you'll have to give me $25. But if you genuinely do want a general admission ticket, I can send you that. Please message Shorty SuperCoach Facebook. But anyway, let's do the quiz. Watto's in. I'm in the bloomer. Nice. All right, let's do it. Good luck, guys. We got 42 in there. All the best. All righty. Question 1. How many clearances did Jason Horne-Francis have in gather round? 11, 8, 9, or 10? He's been a hot topic tonight, so I reckon a few of you guys will be all over it. Buy kids tickets. Come on. Who wants the general admission? Come on. I got 2 tickets. $25 a pop. Come on. Help Shorty out. I believe it was 10 that he had. Oh, and it was really split. I reckon this quiz, I've chucked a couple of tough ones in there for you. So only 10 got that right. Unzips for Crips, Harvey, Shorty's Thumb, Gritty, and Stiff Meister. So there you go. Good start from Unzips. Question 2. Which Carlton player kicked a goal following a controversial descent free kick in the last quarter against Fremantle? Matthew Cotter, whoever that is, meant to be Cottrell, Matthew Kennedy, Matthew Owens, or Adam Shearer? I think this one's a bit of an easier one. I'd be disappointed if you got this wrong. It was, of course, Matthew Kennedy, because Matthew Cottrell kicked the first one, and then the descent free kick was given to Kennedy. D-Mac, I'm a Shane 76, Maddie, Riz, and Himothy. In nice and quick there. Unzip still on top. Stiff Meister, Gritty, Find Keys, and Shorty's Thumb in 5th. Question 3. Which of these players is the only Bulldog to currently have kicked 200 plus goals on their list? So current listed players, only one of them has 200 goals. Aaron Norton, Cody Waitman, Liam Jones, or Marcus Bontempelli? Oh, what are you at the supermarket, bro? Oh, mate. I reckon this will test a few people, I reckon. So nice get there. Marcus Bontempelli is the only one. I think Norton has 195, maybe. Stiffmeister, Cal, Harvey, McCuzza, and Shorty's Hot in 5th. And Stiffmeister on top. Gritty, Harvey, and Unzips to 4th. McCuzza in 5th. Question 4. In a breakout game, how many intercept possessions did Mac Andrew have on the weekend? He played well. He came into my draft team. 16, 18, 14, or 12 intercept possessions. I reckon it's one of those ones, if you watched the game, you definitely get it. If you didn't watch it, it's an out-and-out guess. 16 is what he had. 16 intercepts. And that has split him between 16 and 14. Was really split. So be interested to see what that does to the leaderboard. D-Mac, Bicky, Maddie, Find Keys, Riz. So Maddie could be up there now. She's 11. Stiffmeister, Gritty, Unzips, Riz, and Find Keys. So pretty consistent top 5 there. They did nicely. Question 5, another clearance one. How many clearances did Tom Liberatore have against the Cats on Saturday night? I saw every bloody one of them. He dominated. Absolutely dominated. This was pretty well covered, so I feel like most of you would get it. 17, 18, 19, or 20 for Libba. He had 19 clearances. So his old mate Stiffmeister still on top. Round, Shorty's sticks, Shorty's thumb, Ma and Harvey, the fifth quickest there. So Stiffmeister, he's 50 points clear. Wow. This would be a good get. Halfway through the quiz, St Kilda struggled in the first half against the Tigers, kicking what score to half time? 2 goals 3, 1 goal 5, 1 goal 7, or 2 goals 4? And I put 1 goal 7, 12. How embarrassing is that? Obviously, 1 goal 7 is 13, but that's okay. Can they catch Stiffmeister? Can they catch him? It was 1 goal 5, 11, and they did well to come back and win. In quickest was Lukey Mack. Stiffmeister is dominating Harvey, Himothy, and Shorty's thumb. So he'll stay in the top 5. And only 6. Stiffmeister, Riz up to second, Harvey, Himothy, and I'm ashamed 76. So question 7. Chris Knights played the majority of his career for the Crows. Which club did he finish his career at? So I think he played 2 seasons at this other club. And Chris Knights might be a name that not many remember, but he was a nice little bargain buy once upon a time, coming back off a long-term injury for SuperCoach. But it is going back. So if you want a nice highlights reel too, beautiful left boot on Chris Knights. Plenty of nice goals for Adelaide, but some for Richmond. Most of you got that right, so nicely done. 22 there. Cal, Riz, Himothy, Matty, Baslinka. So can Riz catch up a little bit? Did Stiffmeister get that right? He didn't, so it tightens up. Himothy, Baslinka, and Shane there. So Riz catches up nicely. Question 8. Who am I? I played for 2 clubs, played 250 games, won a Brownlow medal, and retired in 2016. So have a good think about it, because these guys have all won Brownlow medals. Is there anyone who's just won one? The 250 games, they're all around that mark, but when they retired might be a bit of a giveaway, as well as, no, they all played for 2 clubs, those players. So bit of a tough one, but it was Adam Cooney. Roud, Cal, Noah, Stiffmeister fights back. So is Lukey Mack. So Stiffmeister will stay on top. Riz, then Himothy, Baslinka, and Shorty's thumb. So it might be a 2 or 3 horse race here. But question 9. Hawthorn ultimately lost by 5 points to Collingwood, but how much did they trail by at halftime? 30 points, 38, 39, or 34 points? Feel like this was fairly well documented, and I reckon most of you might get this one right. I know my dad would. He was stressing as the Hawks came back and nearly ruined his multi. But it was 38. A popular one there. Most of you's getting that right. Well done. Riz v Stiffmeister. Bicky, D-Mac, Pufferfish. Matty's in there. Shorty's thumb. So he's doing nicely. What's the difference up the top? Oh, it's out to 16 points. Stiffmeister over Riz. Baslinka into 5th there. Question 10. Jack Ginnivan has kicked 5 goals in his first 4 games for Hawthorn. But how many did he kick in his time at Collingwood? So how many goals did he kick prior to crossing over to the Hawks? 58, 61, 48, and 51. Now, I can't remember which is the correct answer here, but maybe a tricky one, because I feel like I've been a bit rough with you on the options here. I think it was 58. And it's really split things. That is really split. So only 10 got it right. So this could really decide the quiz here. Riz was the quickest, and Stiffmeister in there too. Noah, Fine Keys, and Shane 76. So the top dogs are on fire, but Stiffmeister, he's still clear. Geez, this would be some sort of win. Question 11. There's real Hawthorn flavour here. In Hawthorn's 3-peat from 2013 to 2015, who did they defeat to claim the third of those flags? So who'd they beat in the 2015 granny? I didn't realise I put in 3 straight Hawthorn questions. Jesus. Excuse me. That's wild scenes. Believe it was West Coast. Interesting. See, I thought most would have got, but a few did go Sydney and a few did go Fremantle. Roud, Flag Pies, King Josh, Jimmy, and Harvey in 5th. So this will be interesting. What's the top of the table doing? Stiffmeister, Riz, Himothy, Lukey, Max into 4th, and Noah into 5th. So it did shake it up. Question 12. What number did Brett Deledio wear at the Giants? 3, 7, 16, or 9? Can Riz get this right? Can he get in quicker than Stiffmeister and steal it? Be a great win by Stiffmeister. I reckon he's gone basically every question. I think he's got right if he can continue it. Brett Deledio pulled on the 7. He wore the 3 at the Tigers. So this will be interesting because only 18 got it right. Bit point of difference. In third place is Himothy. 7 points clear. That was a serious battle there. Well played, guys. That was a serious. Who's Stiffmeister out there? Please chuck it in the comments. And so we got 10 out of 12, as did Riz. Timothy went 11 out of 12. Nicely done. Luke Mack, he's always a consistent performer. Shorty's Thumb, Jimmy, Noah, King Josh, Baz Lenker, Cal Harvey. I'm a Shane 76. Really dropped off a bit. Was up there for a while, as was Unzips for Crips. D-Mac and Maddie. Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Solid effort by the Thumb, yeah. No worries, Flynn. Thank you, mate. No, D-Mac, I need you to come back. Yeah, come on. Who's Stiffmeister? Come on. Show yourself. Show yourself. That was a good quiz, though. I like it when there's a bit of a head-to-head battle. The rookies this week, Pufferfish, definitely Combin. He's the main one, I reckon. I feel like we can just trust him more. But yeah, I think Closey, you could get him this week for sure, but probably next week. I always like to give those more inexperienced guys just another week. Lafau, nah, not for me, mate. Pretty inexperienced and doesn't find much to the ball, mate. So nah, not one for SuperCoach, I don't think. But who can I bring in if I have 430? Says Xavier. Oh, I feel like probably not as much about the price point because you're not going to find much great around 400k. Probably be about finding the value, and I'd be going Combin, maybe Jeremy Sharp, and if not, finding a way to make that 430 more like 550 and getting a genuine premium. But I love Yo, mate. I love him. He's been very good to me. I'm not guaranteeing his body will hold up for the whole year, but gee, he's been very, very good. All right, guys, I might wrap it up anyway. Hopefully, we've got to all your questions there. It's been a good session, a solid hour and a half on the YouTube and a good 40 minutes on TikTok. So, as they know, Shorty's ready for a Milo and ready to watch some AFL 360 and the last bit of On the Couch that I didn't get to last night. So, can I keep the Tuesday slot? Why is it better? Why do you think it's better? Do people have a preference? Because Wednesday probably suits me better, and I thought a lot of people trained on like footy Tuesday, Thursday. But I'll give you 30 seconds to hit me with type in Tuesday or Wednesday. I mean, I think I'm probably going to stick with the Wednesday, but I'm open to doing different ones. Oh, the front bar, right? A couple of Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday. Shit, okay, all right. I mean, I don't think there's any real reason I do it Wednesday. I think I just picked the middle of the week. Baz Lenker Wednesday. Is there any reason, mate? Do people go to footy training or something? Both. I would love to do both, but it's hard to commit to two every day. Oh yeah, vampire. Yeah, footy. Yeah. I mean, we can. I mean, Thursday would work if we didn't have Thursday night footy. I feel like I'd do one of my other videos on there. Footy training on Tuesday. Yeah. No, I won't do one tomorrow. I've got a birthday dinner tomorrow night, so that's why I swapped it. But yeah, interesting. Well, it might be food for thought. Whether I change it up fully this year. Yeah, I do puffer fish. So I mentioned it late in the video, unfortunately. So I probably should have. Oh, did I have it in the title? I normally try and put it in the title. I know I had it in TikTok. Let me have a look. Yeah, I always try and give you guys a heads up. Yeah, also put so in my press conference, the last little bit, which wouldn't show up on the thumbnail, but on the heading, the title, live Q&A on Tuesday. So I'll normally, if there is a difference, I'll chuck it in there. Tuesday later in the night after people's footy training. Yeah, that's true. Because when do most people's footy training finish? Like, if you're juniors, you're probably finishing a bit early. But if you're seniors, what you get home around 7:30? Is that about right? Because maybe Tuesday would work. Because I'm happy to, yeah, I'm sort of hesitant to change it because Wednesday's kind of been the staple. 11 p.m. Yeah, okay, all right. It does, Angus. It does. I think McKercher could still have some growth, but I think they're all good ins, mate. Well, thank you guys. I'll take that into consideration. I might not make the change straight away, but Tuesday could be the play. I might see how I go. All right, thanks heaps, guys. I'll do my best, all right, on the days. But I appreciate you guys still coming along on the Tuesday at a bit late notice on the swap of days. So I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good one, and yeah, chat to you later. Cheers, guys. Q&A from McDonald's. See you, mate. Cheers.